Hey guys, welcome back to some more Broken Sword, the Shadow of the Templars. We're still here in the Hotel Ubu. Last episode we managed to sneak into Monsieur Khan, or Merlin, as we know him, as he has two names now apparently. We managed to sneak, well, we got into a room. We had a key for a room, and we snuck out the window and managed to get into his room. We searched the room, didn't really find anything. There was nothing in there. Even in the briefcase, there was absolutely nothing to find. And then just as we were leaving that room, he had come back. So we had to dip into the wardrobe. We had to hide, and of course, he did come back in, changed his pants, and he did leave some items behind, which we have in our possessions now, which is a Gruber Electronics Corporation card, so like an electrician's card, and also a matchbook, which reads the Club Alamet on it. So we're going to see what we can do with these items. We still have the key on us, of course. We can't give that back to him, because yeah, he'll know that we've stolen it. But for now, well, I think we're going to go talk to the clerk, so let's go do that.
What now, monsieur?
I have some stuff to show you, buddy.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Non, monsieur.
Right.
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Yes, buddy, you are.
I can live with that.
We'll see. Alright, let's go talk to Lady Piermont again.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Oops, I didn't want to check out the piano again. We already know about the piano.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Plenty more.
I got the key. Thanks for your help, ma'am.
Alright.
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Apparently so.
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers. But he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
Yes! Yes, Lady Piermont! Okay, this was easier than I thought. See, again, there's a lot of stuff that I do forget in this game. I thought this bit was going to take a while, but apparently not.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
I did.
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
I love this lady.
One moment, please.
I love this lady. She's great. Oh, that saunter, that walk.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Exactly. What we got? What's the goods?
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Oh, a manuscript. Okay.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Probably the best idea. So there it is. There's the manuscript. We have
It was
it.
the ancient manuscript which Khan had stolen from Plantow.
All right. Okay, so now here's the deal, guys. We do not, I repeat, we do not want to walk out of this hotel front door with that manuscript. So, considering we still have the key, we're going to go back upstairs. And we are going to let ourselves in to this room again. Close the door. We're going to... No, we're not going to jump. That is not what we're going to do, but we are Gonna go back out of the window. And cue that broken sword music. Oh, there it is. Alright, so while we have George here, what we are going to do is we're going to throw the manuscript on the ground.
I knew this was no way to treat a manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Exactly. Alright, so it's safe there. We're going to make our way back in. And now we can leave. So yeah, if you would have walked out of this place with that manuscript, those goons outside would have searched you, and that is one place where you can die in this game. They would have shot you. Now I believe if we leave, they are still going to search us, but they're not going to find anything. So this should be mission successful. So, goodbye Hotel Ubu. There we go.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Okay.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Flap. What a name. Flap.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
We ain't got nothing on us, bud.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Our apologies, monsieur.
What? I had to report you to the authorities.
Round here, we are the authorities.
You want I should break his arms?
No. Let him go, Flap.
Okay, so that's it. So now we know these guys. We know their name. Oh my god, why can't I talk today? We now know these guys as Flap and Guido. But they search us. We have nothing. Wink, wink. So you remember that special alleyway I was talking about in the last vid? Well, let's go grab that manuscript, shall we? And then get the hell out of here and go back to Nico's apartment. There it is.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out.
Back in Nico's apartment. There we go.
You're just not going to believe what I've found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
It's a medieval manuscript.
There you go.
Khan left it in the safe at the Ubu.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Let's take a look at it then.
Look there, two guys on the same horse.
Oh yeah, maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of two knights sharing a horse.
Oh.
Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades.
Oh, here we go. Enjoy, guys.
This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Wow. Damn. Never found the treasure, huh?
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
Yeah, this isn't Uncharted.
Maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping.
Yeah.
Think about it, George. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself.
Yep.
Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it.
Probably the best idea. Let's have another look at it, though, because we didn't... I think there's some stuff that we can talk about.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
Far from it. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Okay, so another lead. Oh, God, Andre. Oh, I know about Andre. But let's have a look at this stuff.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either.
What a good movie Peter Pan was.
A knight with a crystal ball. Now, there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinam mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
God damn, George. You can tell us about that, boy. You can read Latin.
There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
It's interesting. So I'm wondering if some of this stuff on here is eventually going to lead us to places, or it's going to lead us to something. I mean, it's a manuscript. A manuscript. Of course it is.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
It does. But like Nico said, until, like she said, we need help. We need professional help. We got no idea at this point, so... Alright, well that's that. Oh, the briefcase is gone, so we can't ask about that. Alright, let's show her this again.
Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
Okay.
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it, a credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him, or the company.
What about the matchbook?
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue, a name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
You keep everything, George. You keep everything. Alright, well, I guess she told us about Andre and the museum, so I think that's another lead, so let's go do that.
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
We've got to go see this Lobino, or Andre Lobino guy. Apparently he's an expert in all this kind of stuff, so let's do that. Alright. Let's head on out then, onto our world map. Okay, the Musikroon. Is that how you say it? Let's head on over. So it's like a little fancy place. Let's go and have a look around, shall we?
I considered smashing my fist through the pane, wrenching open the window, and bolting triumphantly into the building. Then I thought, no, that's dumb. Besides, I might get hurt.
Yeah, there's a front door right there, George.
Through the grimy glass, I could see several large shapes in a gloomy room. What they were, I couldn't imagine.
Oh, what's this? Oh, no, it's a bush, but...
Access to the side and rear of the museum building was blocked by a dense clump of bushes.
Oh, so it's inaccessible. It's just all overgrown, so you can't even go that way anymore.
A real macho guy would have plunged straight into the spiky, scratchy bushes. Not me.
No, not me either. Why would you do that? Ooh, look at this place. Very cool.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Are you Lobino?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobino does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Oh, so, not today, basically. Alright.
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Not a sausage?
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar. Not like Monsieur Lobino.
Ah, so he knows his stuff, does he? Interesting.
Do you recognize this red nose?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. Is there any reason why I should?
I guess not.
Still good to ask, though.
Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
Okay.
What does this tool mean to you?
That belongs in a museum.
Pardon?
It is a priceless historical artifact, if I am not mistaken.
No, it's a plain old tool for lifting drain covers.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not... I mean, it could belong in a museum, I suppose, but... Not in this instance.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh, no. I don't frequent places like that.
Okay.
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
God damn it. Someone shake my goddamn hand.
What do you make of this tissue?
It is absolutely disgusting, monsieur.
Okay, well, that's that.
Thanks for your help.
Thank you. Let's have a look at some of this stuff then.
I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was locked.
I mean, that's not what I was trying to do. I just wanted to have a look.
The case contained some fragments of pottery. They looked to me like broken flower pots. Above them, a sign read, L'Age Paléolithique.
Ah. Is this the same
It
thing?
was a large brass urn.
Okay, no. Let's have a look.
There was nothing in the urn.
Are they all this? Does he say the same thing about all this? Or are they different?
I looked down at a collection of tools with wooden handles and
Huh.
tarnished metal blades. There were knives, chisels, and spikes fanned out in a semicircle. I guess there's always been a need for home improvement.
Okay.
The case contained 2 rows of silver coins. Each coin on the lower row showed a portrait of a guy with a huge nose.
Interesting. What's this?
Touching an object as rare and beautiful as that would have been the act of a barbarian. It was a tapestry of a lady, a lion, and a unicorn. If I'd had more time, I could have stared at it all day.
You do like a good old museum. Have a look at this. Wait, I missed that. I was looking at my timer. What did he just do?
Watch out! You would have that done on top of us!
The totem pole looked distinctly out of place in the setting of the museum.
Did George rock? I actually did miss that because I was looking at my timer. Did did he rock it or something? I have to look at that back in the footage. Did he do it again?
Watch out!
Oh no.
You would have that done on top of us!
Okay. It's hilarious. Oh, look at this.
Leave it alone.
What?
That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus. It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
Ah. Okay, what's this? Hang on a minute, this looks like a tripod.
In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marn at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
So am I. Western Ireland, eh? Cool.
The case contained the tripod shown on the manuscript.
Well, there we go. So that's something.
Pardon me?
Oui, monsieur?
Ah, we can talk to him about this stuff. Cool.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John D.
John D? That name's familiar.
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
D was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century. The Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
Well, whatever it was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
Oh.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology.
God damn.
Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
Oh. Well, it makes sense. You'd think all of this stuff would be protected by a bell or an alarm of some sort.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
Oh. Okay.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Okay, well, let's ask him about... I assume this is about the Templars?
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah. It doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Well, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you think if I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history?
At your age? Dream on.
I was just about to say, yes, you go for that dream. And then George was like, dream on, man. It's never going to happen. God damn it, George. You know, you ruined this guy's dreams. But anyway.
What can you tell me about the collection of coins?
A rare example of silver coinage from the reign of Philippe le Bel. That little old lay buried for centuries in a field on the outskirts of Paris. They're unique. Nothing like them has been found anywhere else in Europe.
Interesting.
Who was Philippe le Bel?
You don't know? Philippe IV, the King of France.
Wasn't he the guy who wiped out the Knights Templar?
I have no idea, monsieur. All I know is he was King of France. I don't even know why he was called Philippe le Bel.
I mean, you'd have to, like, if you're going to work in a place like this, you would have to know a lot of knowledge on a lot of stuff in this museum. Like, there's a ton of stuff in here. I mean, we're only seeing like a fraction of the museum. I'm sure it's bigger, but from what we can see, there's a lot of stuff in here.
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of pots used by the original inhabitants of Paris. The Paris pot people.
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur.
Jesus.
Vanished in the mists of time. Didn't even have time to pack up their pots.
Interesting.
I thought the original inhabitants of Paris were a tribe known as the Parisi.
That is right, monsieur. Renowned for their pots. You see, in those days, people didn't have much in the way of possessions. A few flints, some animal skins, maybe the odd bone or two. Naturally, when the Parisi came along with their pots, why, everybody wanted one.
I guess they must have caused a kind of consumer frenzy.
Ah oui, they connected the market, cleaned up.
Like, I know this kind of stuff might be boring to some of you guys, but I'm like well invested. I'm well interested in this stuff. Okay.
You don't know the first thing about those pots, do you?
No, monsieur.
Oh, for God's sake. I was like, yeah, man, this is... Was he just making all that up? Oh, my God. If that was the case. Screw this. I'm out of here. Bye.
Thanks for your help.
Bye. I'm leaving.
The tripod was definitely the one in the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland and check it out.
Oh, boy. And indeed we will do that, guys, but we're going to do that in the next episode, as I would like to start off Ireland as its own episode. Oh my God, this is it. This is the first time that we're going to be leaving Paris and going to a different country. And what better way to start it than going to Ireland, man. It is one of my favourite places in this game. We're going to be spending a bit of time in Ireland, so get ready for that, and I hope you enjoy it. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, be safe, be healthy, all that good stuff. If you did like this video, please drop a like on it, hit that thumbs up button. I'd appreciate that very, very much. And as always, I'll see you lot in the next one. Take care, guys. See ya.